Welcome to FinStechs from Anthony and Laura. Today, we're jumping into something pretty interesting happening with the Google Pixel Watch. Specifically, its latest software update. It's actually had quite a journey, hasn't it? Like an initial release, then a quick rollback, and now,
Yeah.
well, now we've got a revised version
Yep.
starting to appear for you.
Absolutely. It's a really good example of how complex these software rollouts can be, especially for devices you wear, every single day. And what we're looking at here isn't just minor bug fixes. There are some, well, pretty significant changes involved.
Okay, yeah, let's break that down. So if I remember right, back in early March, a new Wear OS version, the one based on Android 15, started rolling out. That was the big news.
That was the plan, yeah.
Mm.
Exciting stuff, a new OS base.
Yeah.
But it hit a bump in the road pretty quickly.
A bump. They stopped it completely, didn't they?
They did, pulled the plug on the rollout. While that initial build did bring the newer Wear OS for some of you, it seems it also introduced enough problems that Google felt they had to halt it. It's not totally unusual for updates to have teething issues, but a full stop like that suggests the problems were substantial, really impacting your user experience.
Right. It kind of highlights that tension, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pushing new features versus just making sure the basics work reliably.
Exactly. And Google deciding to revert, well, it suggests they prioritized your trust in the watch just working.
And then, fast forward to early April, there was another update. Kind of a fix for the fix, but only for some people.
Sort of, yeah. It was a patch, but only if you'd already managed to get that problematic March update. If you were still on the older November 2024 version, you didn't get that April fix.
Okay. So that created this weird split where some users had one set of issues, others were on an older OS entirely. Bit messy.
It really did. It showed just how tricky managing these updates across different versions can be. You had some folks on the bleeding edge facing new problems, while others were, well, further behind, but maybe more stable.
Until now, anyway. So this latest rollout is meant to fix all that. Bring everyone together.
That seems to be the goal. Google's pushing out another new update now, this one aiming for a much wider audience. And what's really interesting is who it's for and what it specifically addresses for you.
Go on.
Well, even if you got that first April bug fix, you're getting this new April firmware too. The build number is BP1A.2503005.019.W8. Notice it ends in W8, not W7 like the previous one. And the big reason seems to be step counting.
Yes. The step counting saga. The March update changed how it worked, right? They said it would be more accurate.
That was the claim. But the feedback from you, the users, seem to suggest otherwise. Lots of reports of massively inflated step counts.
Yeah, people suddenly doing virtual marathons without leaving the house.
Pretty much. And so, based directly on that user feedback, Google's actually rolling back the step counting algorithm to the original method used before March.
Wow, okay. That's quite a reversal, but probably welcome news for many.
It's a big deal, yeah. It shows they are listening, which is good. But it does make you wonder about that balance again. How much should they tweak core functions like that in updates? Consistency versus innovation.
So, for those of you getting weirdly high step counts, this update should hopefully bring things back down to earth. What about the people still on the old November build? Do they finally get the new OS?
Yes, they do. That's the other key part of this. If you didn't install either the March or the first April update, and you are still back on that November 2024 software, this new W8 build will bring you up to Wear OS 5.1.
Based on Android 15.
Based on Android 15, correct. Which usually means, under the hood stuff, better power management, maybe things feel a bit smoother for you. Not necessarily huge visual changes, but an important platform update.
So it's about stability, fixing the step count, and getting everyone onto a consistent, more recent OS version.
That sums it up nicely, a stabilization effort, essentially.
Okay, and if you're eager to get this, you mentioned it's rolling out gradually. Any way to nudge it along?
Google says weeks, yeah. But
Yeah.
There is that trick you can try. Go into your watch settings, then system updates. While the watch is charging, just keep tapping the screen that says your watch is up to date. Sometimes that can trigger the download for you. No guarantees, but worth a shot.
A handy tip. Good to know. And one last thing, this is rolling out late April, but it includes the March security patch.
That's right. So the security patch level is March 2025, even with the late April release date. A bit delayed, obviously, given the rollout issues, but it's in there.
Better late than never, I suppose, especially for security.
Absolutely. Keeping things secure is paramount for you.
Okay, so let's quickly recap for you. A new Pixel Watch update, build BP1A.2503005.019.W8 is rolling out. It fixes bugs from the March update, And crucially, it reverts the step counting method back to the original one due to your feedback on inaccuracies.
And importantly, if you were still in the November 2024 build, this update finally brings you Wear OS 5.1 based on Android 15.
It's rolling out in phases, but you can try that manual check we mentioned. And it includes the March security patch.
Exactly. You know, this whole episode, the release, the rollback, the fixes, it really does make you think, doesn't it, about the challenges developers face with wearables. How do they balance pushing innovation with ensuring that core stuff, the things you rely on daily, just works? And what does a situation like this mean for your trust, for your experience in this really fast-paced tech space?
Definitely some interesting points for you to ponder there. Well, that wraps up our look at the Pixel Watch update situation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.